Buongiorno a tutti and welcome back to CRAVE. CRAVE is where passion drives, dreams take shape, and connection grow. This season, we continue bridging the USA and Italy, celebrating Italian culture, language, the Italian-American lifestyle, and the 49er football. As we honor Black History Month, we are excited to welcome a special guest whose work embodies the power of words and culture. And of course, join me in studio is my partner in this adventure, Alex Lopez, with the latest 49ers update. Let's get started. Buongiorno, Alex.
Buongiorno. How are we doing this morning, Samantha?
I feel good. Like when I'm here,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm good.
I feel good
Right?
too. These past 48 hours for me have been a bit of a struggle.
Yep.
And I mean that is because it's not really, it just feel a little stuffy, feel a little under the weather.
Yeah, she just feels a little under the weather. She doesn't look like her.
I know, which, thank gosh, thank goodness, I don't, but I'm feeling a lot better now.
Good.
I don't know, something about being here at CRAVE.
Yes.
So.
We love it.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready to get started.
Sure. Let's go. And now it's time for the Italian language spotlight. Joy Vania for L'Angolo della Lingua Italiana, where she takes us through the beauty of Italian language. Vania, a te la parola.
Buongiorno, ciao a tutti, ciao Samantha, ciao Alex, come va? Bene, how is it going?
Bene, fantastico.
It's going.
Bentornati all'Angolo della Lingua Italiana. Una domanda per Alex. One question for you, Alex. Did you get a chance to use buono last week?
Listen, I did use it. I texted Samantha that.
Yes.
And I said it aloud.
Wonderful, wonderful. La parola di oggi, the word for today, is bello. Che bello! Bello means beautiful, lovely, nice. And you can say it anytime you see something beautiful. So, in Rome, il Colosseo, che bello. O il Festival di Sanremo, che bello il Festival di Sanremo. Now, of course, again, bello can change the final vowel. So, bella. Venezia, che bella Venezia. O i film italiani, che belli, i film italiani, Italian movies, che belli. E diciamo che bello, even when some good things happens. You get 2 tickets for the match, the 49ers game. Che bello! 2 biglietti per i 49ers. Quindi continuiamo a usare che bello, bello e anche bellissimo. When it's really super gorgeous. Bellissimo. Ok? Crave è bellissimo. Che buono, che bello e ancora parole per la prossima puntata. Ok? Ciao, che bello, ciao ciao.
Grazie Vania, see you next week. Ciao. Today we are honored to welcome Amir Issaa, rapper, educator and activist. On his Vivo per Questo, Potere, alle, Parole 2025 US tour. As a part of a Black History Month, Amir will explore the impact of hip-hop, education and activism, along with his latest book, Vivo per Questo. Stay tuned as we dive into his journey, music, and mission. Amir, welcome to CRAVE.
Welcome. Thank you.
So you are about to visit San Francisco for the first time as a part of your U.S. tour. How does it feel to bring your work to the Bay Area, and what are you most looking forward to?
I'm excited. It's the first time for me. I visit California in the last 4 or 5 years, travel around San Diego, especially San Diego. I work in San Diego State University, UC San Diego, And I remember in Chapman University around Orange County, but it's the first time for me in San Francisco, and I'm really excited. I listened for a lot of years hip-hop from San Francisco, the Bay Area hip-hop, and I'm excited, really. It's the first time for me. I can wait, really. Can wait.
Yes, and we can wait to come to see you. Right, Alex?
Yes, we're very excited.
So thank you. So this year marks the 10th anniversary of Vivo per Questo, Potere, alle Parole. Looking back since 2015, what inspired you to launch this project and how has it evolved over time?
I started to travel in 2015, the first time in Dartmouth College in New Hampshire. It's a special moment for me. I remember this time, it's a very special moment for me. I meet before in Rome a class of students of a professor called Graziella Parati. Graziella Parati invited me the first time in Rome and asked me, Amir, you want to come to the US to work and meet some students in university? It's a dream for me, really. You imagine I start to listen hip-hop from United States, not from Italy, when I was a kid, when I'm 13, when I'm 13 years old, excuse me. When I'm 13 years old, I start to listen music from US. People like De La Soul, Nas, Jay-Z, and really, it's a dream for me. I traveled the first time in United States, and I remember that. It's a funny story. I'm with my manager, Flavio, and I have a stereotype about United States. Every time I tell this short story, it's a funny story. I watched the video clip from hip-hop rap group from New York City. I imagine United States like New York City. Big skyscrapers, big streets. And the first time I visit New Hampshire, it's totally different, really. And I search people, I search people in the streets. For me, it's a stereotype, really. But I remember the first time. Next, I traveled to New York City. The first 5 days in Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, and next go to New York City and shooting a video clip about my song Il Rap Mette le Ali. But I never imagined now, 10 years before, I continue this work. Really, it's a special thing for me. For me, it's like a mission, really, a mission to spread the new vision of Italian identity, talk about my story with rap music, education. Every time it's a special thing for me. I meet students, and the students very interesting about that, about the new Italian identity, hip-hop in Italy. It's a special moment for me, this anniversary, really.
Your workshops have taken you to major universities and schools across the U.S. So what have been some of your most memorable moments or reactions from students or educators along the way?
I remember an old lady. You imagine in Italy, it's not usual you meet in a university young students and old students, really. In US, this is a reality. And for me, it's the first time. I remember in New York City in 2015, I met this old lady, and this old lady trying to write rhymes and writing rhymes, rap rhymes, about her daughter's drug addiction. Her daughter's drug addiction. Yeah, really, wow, what touched me, really. Because I have my father, and my father was a drug addict. And it's a really sad story. My father was in jail, was a drug addict, and when I meet this old lady trying to tell this story about her daughter's drug addiction, wow, it's emotional for me, really. I remember that. Maybe it's the most memorable moment for me, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
That's
rap
really
music,
special.
it's easier. A lot of people with rap music have with fun, rhyming, but it's a deep thing, really. It's a deep thing. It's easy, the approach, but it's a deep thing, really.
And there's a connection there from your experiences, especially because you wouldn't think that there would be a connection, but there can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you just mentioned that, so let me ask you this. You have often said that hip hop saved your life. How do you
Yes.
see it as a tool for fighting discrimination both in Italy and globally?
Yeah, hip hop saved my life because hip hop teach me to transform negativity in positive, really. When I was a kid, I'm from a poor family. Around me, I have drugs, criminals in my neighborhood, but I follow hip hop, and hip hop give me this opportunity, really. And now I want spread this message to the kids, to the young generation, because hip hop born in the US from from the minorities, Latino people, Afro-American people. But you imagine that in Italy in the early 90s. It's totally different, totally different. My father was in jail, and I have attraction for that, okay? Attraction for that. A lot of my friends start to sell drugs, but I don't want to follow that because I have my mother, and my mother was a really good example for me. My mother worked a lot, gave me a lot of love, and maybe before my mother saved my life, and after the hip hop saved my life, really, because hip hop it's a tool for people to really wake up every morning and follow the dreams, really. But it's my story, but the same story in the US about the black community. A lot of people have the same story of me in the US, really. Hip hop saved my life. Before I start to do graffiti art, because I have a sort of an identity crisis when I was a kid. My name, real name, is Amir Issaa. But when my father go in jail, my mother trying to protect me against discrimination of the Italian society. Now Italian society, it's a multicultural society. When I was a kid in school, it's totally different. And my mother, with love, trying to protect me and change my name. Change my name in a typical Italian name, Massimo. And my mother
Italian
started to
name.
call me, yeah,
Yeah.
Massimo. It's like Antonio, Giuseppe.
Uh-huh.
And my mother called me Massimo, Massimo. But when I'm at home, I have some picture of Egypt and listen my father in the purgatory of jail, speaking Arabic with some friends. And I have a sort of an identity crisis. My mother called me Massimo, my father was Egyptian, and hip hop helped me a lot. You imagine in the graffiti art movement, you choose a name, you choose a street name different than your original name. Helped me a lot. After I started to break dancing, because I'm scared about to tell with words, really, when I'm 13 years old. But slowly, the situation changed. I bring a pen with a blank piece of paper and start to writing about my real life and watch the monster inside me every time. It's like it's a therapeutical thing for me, writing rhymes. In my career, I talk about my real identity. I talk about my father in jail, but rap music gave me that opportunity, and hip hop gave me that opportunity. Really saved my life. Really.
Just
Thank you.
beautiful. Your latest book, Rap in Classe, strumenti e percorsi per la scuola secondaria, is designed for educators. How do you see rap transforming the way students engage with learning?
It's a tool, really a tool to help students to love literature, poetry, to talk about social issues. For me, it's not like a rap school. I use rap music in school like a tool. It's different, like education, like an educational tool. When I start my rap workshops in 2008 in Italy, it's a new thing. But the situation slowly changed because rap music in Italy now, it's popular music. Maybe 3 days ago, I watched the Sanremo Festival. The Sanremo Festival is the most famous, popular festival of music in Italy, and now we have a lot of rappers performing in Sanremo Festival, but before it's different. Before it's a new thing, but slowly the situation changed. Now all the kids in school in Italy listen rap music. And you imagine it's attractive for these kids. But I use rap to talk about poetry, literature. When I was a kid, when I started to writing rhymes, I search new words. I want a new vocabulary. And I start to reading books. I never really, before I never reading books. But when I start to writing rhymes, rap rhymes, I start to reading books. Maybe the first book I read, it's the book of Martin Luther King. You imagine, and it really inspired me a lot. I start to reading, and bring new words and put these words. It's like school, really. It's different, but it's like a school. And now when I go to visit kids and students in school, it's very funny moment, but it's like I using that, it's like a slogan, edutainment, you know, edutainment in US, all the people know that, edutainment, education and entertainment. But in Italy, it's a new thing. I trying with my work to change that, a new thing in school. It's possible using music, using theater, using rhyming, rap rhyming, but for study. Really, it's a reality now. I trying to change the society in Italy in better with my work, really. Yeah, and this book, it's a good, I'm proud, really, I'm proud about that, because I don't talk only about the rhyming techniques, for example, but I want to talk about the roots of the hip-hop. For example, I put this picture of Martin Luther King in a school book in Italy. It's a new thing, really. It's a new thing. I talk about the women in the hip hop. I talk about of Public Enemy, for example, famous historical rap group. This rap group inspired me a lot because when I was a kid, it's the first time I watched a video clip of a song of Public Enemy. The title was Fight the Power. And I think, wow, these people using music to protest against racism, against discrimination, and really inspired me a lot. And now I want to use this book for rhyming, but also for that, talking about social issues, discrimination, racism. Rap is attractive for the young generation, and it's perfect now, especially in Italy, but also in the US. I talk about, I believe a lot in the hip-hop education. It's a funny thing, but really changed life of the people, really.
Like you were just talking about, the Italian hip hop scene has evolved significantly since you started. Where do you see its future heading, and how do you feel your music fits into this new wave?
It's an interesting thing. Hip-hop music changed a lot when I start to listen hip-hop music and writing rap music. In Italy, it's a small scene, really. It's a small scene. We don't have a market, music market, to sell records. And we make rap music only for love, for love of the music, because it's impossible. Me and my friends have a normal work, really, and writing music for fun. But the situation changed. Maybe when I signed the first record deal in 2006, the situation in this period changed a lot, because the major label, names like Warner Music, Universal Music, Sony Music, invest money and change. Because in Europe, especially in France, Germany, before Italy, the situation of the musical market changed with rap music. And now the new generation start to writing rap music and make rap music sometimes for money. It's normal. It's similar to United States, and the situation changed. Really, you imagine when I start, I using rap sometimes to talk about social issues, racism, something like that. But now it's totally different, because the market, the industry, don't want that. Want funny music, to sell records, have airplay on the radio. And the new generation sometimes make music for money. It's similar to United States. You imagine now a lot of kids imitate rapper from the US, but I trying to explain that to the young generation.
Right. What advice would you give young artists who wants to use music for social impact?
I imagine that a kid now from a poor family have this opportunity in Italy, writing rap music to trying to change the life, okay? Sell records, and it's good, really, it's a good thing. But sometimes you look around in the society, and sometimes you have balance, okay? Some funny song for the airplay, and sometimes you're trying to help your community, because hip-hop born from the community, and it's an important thing that I trying to explain that to the young generation. You trying to search inspiration from United States, it's a good thing, but it's not possible you using, for example, the same words translated. Some young rappers from Italy translated words from American language to Italian language. It's for me, it's not possible, okay? Because I know that the N word, other things, it's not possible. But some kids act like that. But it's a new generation. I love a lot. I listen every day rap music from the young generation, because for me it's important work in school and listen the same music of the students. I love hip-hop from the 90s, really. I listen Nas, Mobb Deep, Notorious B.I.G., music like that. But I listen, and I have a son. My son now is 24 years old, 24.
Wow.
But my son started to listen rap music maybe when was 13, and every day I trying to talk with my son, and Nicolò, the name is Nicolò. Nicolò trying to listen rap from the 90s, and Nicolò tell me, Dad, you trying to listen my music of my generation. I love that. Hip-hop evolved, changed a lot in the last years, also in the United States. And in Italy, now it's similar. We have a market. A lot of kids watch that. American rappers in the video, throwing money in the video, have big luxury cars, that, materialistic things. And a lot of the new generation rappers in Italy won't act at the same thing.
At CRAVE, we love to ask, behind music and education, what is your biggest passion?
My biggest passion maybe, really, I love to cook Italian food. Really, I love every day. I'm with my girlfriend and I cook every day. I cook. It's my biggest passion. After the music, after rap music and education. It's tradition. I growing up and watch my mother, my grandma, and I love cook pasta, carbonara, lasagna, or that, or yeah. I love to eat and I love to cook. Really.
Yes.
Yes. Amir, thank you so much. And we can wait to see you in San Francisco.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the CRAVE podcast. Amir Issaa. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. Check out his fall tour schedule and more at the link down below. This episode of CRAVE is proudly brought to you in partnership with the Consulate General of Italy and the Italian Culture Institute of San Francisco. Their support allows us to celebrate and share Italian culture, language, and innovation with a wider audience. Grazie mille. For more information and upcoming events, visit their websites at the link down below. Alex, I have a surprise. Did you hear Amir and Vania? They mentioned the Festival di Sanremo.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's watch a little clip from Jacopo Gori. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. It's about 1 p.m. It's Friday night, or almost Saturday morning, and we are still here in Sanremo for the 75th edition of Italian Song Contest. It's almost finished, not yet. I want to thank you, everybody, to the CRAVE staff, especially Samantha and Alex. And I'm proud to be here to listen all these wonderful songs. Tonight is the evening with a lot of cover of American and Italian songs. It's been a long night. I'm just a little bit tired, but the magician, the feeling of what we are exploring now, it's a great pleasure for me to be here and to send you all the kisses from Sanremo, Italy. Take care and see you very soon on CRAVE Mood Edition. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Thank you, Jacopo. Next time we have to join him.
Yeah.
We have to go.
Thank you, Jacopo. Yeah. Next time, next year.
Next year, we have to join him.
Okay.
This episode of CRAVE is sponsored by Alice Becker Inc. a family-run business with over 30 years of experience in the fashion industry. They offer unique clothing for every age and size, always going the extra mile for their customers. Visit them in Nevada or online at www.alicebeckerinc.com.
Thank you to Alice Becker Inc. for supporting this episode. Now, Alex, what's going on with the 49ers?
For today's 49ers off-season update, I thought I would do another kind of Q&A. So I went on Twitter and I asked what Niner-related topics should I talk about for this week's update. And a lot of the responses or answers I got were kind of on the same couple of topics. One being about draft prospects and draft targets, which I'll definitely be getting into in a couple of updates as we get a little bit closer to the draft, which is coming at the end of April. So stay tuned for that. But I'd say most of the questions or comments had to do with the defensive ends, or who would I rather have on the team, or who do I think the Niners should make a run for? Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, or Joey Bosa. Does that sound familiar to you,
Yes.
that name? And I don't think you can go wrong with any of these choices. I think there's already a lot of conversation about these three right now. Fred Warner and George Kittle, for example, tried to recruit Myles Garrett during Super Bowl week on Radio Row, which, by the way, that's my dream one day for CRAVE to be at Radio Row. We have to do that one day. I'm not kidding.
Yes.
And Demo also tried to recruit him on Twitter. Demo is the best at doing that. He also tweeted about Max Crosby, and Max recently tweeted about his positive experience in the Bay Area during NBA All-Stars. And I know a lot of Niner fans were really excited that he had such a positive experience. And Cheryl Bosa, Nick Bosa's mom, shared an edit on her Instagram story with both Joey and Nick in a 49ers uniform. So a lot of people were kind of like, oh my gosh, like this has to happen. If I was John Lynch, I would do my due diligence on all three of them. I think that's very important to do. But personally, I'd love to have Max Crosby on the Niners. He's an elite pass rusher. He would just dominate opposite of Nick Bosa. He plays with this high energy and intensity, which definitely has been missing, like I mentioned, on the defense, especially on that line. And he has this championship mindset. He wants to win, and that fits in with the cultures the 49ers have built this past couple, I would say, 5 to 7 years. So another question that I got asked is if the cap came down to the 49ers only being able to afford one of two players between Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga, who is more important to retain? I love Huff, and I will say when he came back last season, even with the club on his hand, there really was a difference. But if it came down to it, I've got to say Dre. He's such a difference maker. And I think if I'm the 49ers, right now I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that he stays. I'll also just never forget the game last season when he came back. Like, it felt like a playoff atmosphere. Like, everyone was so excited that he was coming back. It was like electricity, like filled within the stadium. So I'm hoping that they can work something out. I'm going to keep updated with all that. Come on, Niners. I need Dre Greenlaw back. And finally, I love this question so much. It is, should the Niners cover Levi's Stadium sunny side? As someone whose season tickets are on that side, I am begging you to cover that side because I can't explain how many times during the season I get burned. It's like a lot. But you know what?
It's so hard.
Listen, it doesn't matter how many times I will go to a game. I will bring my sunscreen. But also, do I forget during the game? Yes. Do I still go knowing that I'm going to get burnt? Also, yes.
Wow, Alex, you really cover it all. And I love how you brought in the fan perspective as well.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see how this off-season play out, actually.
I know, me too. I'm very excited, and I have a feeling it's going to get a little crazier. This is kind of the calm before the storm. So we're here for it. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait. So much going on.
Before we wrap up today's 49ers offseason update, fuel up with the official energy drink of greatness, Goat Fuel, co-founded by the GOAT himself, Jerry Rice. Use our affiliate code to get 10% off your order. It's the perfect way to power up and to support the show. The link is in the description down below. Thank you for tuning in to the third episode of our 6th season. Follow us on Instagram at crave.show. We're on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeart, and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.
And also make sure you check the website craveshow.com. See you next week. Ciao a tutti, grazie. Ci vediamo settimana prossima.